you was,
Just like
what
you done with
nation are they on the earth today?
They are not white men. They're not, just like the children of Israel are scattered
Bro, you
abroad.
keep telling
and
me
there
who
are
they
many
not.
nations.
I'm asking you, who are they?
They are.
They
Who
are
are
not
they?
white men. Primarily, they are
Bro,
not white people.
again,
trying
you
to say
keep
that.
telling me who they not. You're not telling me who they are.
It
I
doesn't-
asked you, who are they?
That's irrelevant. To getting
Why
us,
is that
Primarily
irrelevant?
because
to us having salvation, that is stupid to try to understand. That's dumb.
what?
And it's against our gospel and the truth in Christ, brother. These things, we're spiritually led. We don't need to know who Esau is. We need
Yes, you
to do
do.
what we need to do as a people.
Job
Y'all
9 and
need to-
24,
y'all
the
need
world
to
is given
chill.
into the hands of the wicked.
Y'all need to chill.
Exodus,
Your ancestors
Ezra
are the
6
ones
and
who
9.
killed the prophets, not the other nation.
Lord.
Our ancestors murdered the Messiah, not the other nations. They just used them to do it, bruh.
Then who is
Our
Esau?
people are, bruh, the Jews are going to get judged first. Your actions are going to cause y'all to go into hell.
No, but I'm asking, but the brother asks you, who's Esau? Who's Esau
Hold on,
today?
hold on.
doesn't matter.
So you believe?
It's irrelevant to our salvation. Who Esau is to be arguing over that is irrelevant. We are now trying to get the truth out, but your stiffness of your neck and hard-heartedness wants you to go into genealogies. We the children of Israel. Fuck are we worried about them for? What y'all own, homie?
Who are they?
The reason,
What y'all own?
Who are they, bro?
Y'all, that's some sucker activity, nigga, and y'all should know that. We coming from
how is
the
soccer
get mad at-
activity when?
oh, you
How
get
is
mad
soccer
about
sucker
somebody
activity when?
activity. I don't care.
Great.
That's sucker
Whoa.
activity. That's sucker. Some of us coming from the streets, that's sucker activity to speak on what another man doing, homie. We would need to
But
worry
these
about
people,
who we are.
so who?
That's sucker activity. I don't care. That's y'all feelings. Look at you, brother.
It's not
No,
about
that's
feelings.
real
The brother just
reality.
asked you a question. Who is
Applying our
Esau?
street terminologies to the truth, that's sucker activity worrying about them crackers.
If we okay,
That's
so
what it is.
so hold on.
The man says, Edom doesn't matter. Our salvation is connected to Esau's destruction. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit and in sound doctrine. Lord willing, that y'all continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sisters of his faith and his truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, Yahweh Shemashai has mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. The title of this lesson is, why is it important to know who Esau is today? Really, Esau is a key figure in prophecy. We can't get salvation until his destruction comes. It's simultaneously going to happen. But let's get into it. Let the scriptures speak. Lord willing, this is edifying and it hits the point. So this is Genesis, the 25th chapter. Starting at 22, it says, And the children struggled together within her womb. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So from the beginning, Esau, Edom, and Jacob, who is the new name is Israel, the father of the Israelites, were destined to represent 2 opposite nations in spirits in the earth. And in the womb, what did they do? They struggled with each other, right? Guess what? In the earth, we struggle with one another, right? The Israelites and the Edomites, okay? So these 2 manner of people are still here today, right? Which lines up with Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. Let me actually get that real quick. Ecclesiastes 4 is 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of the spirit. So from the 18 nations is no end of none of the 18 nations. So that means Esau and the nation of Israel is still on the earth. Esau ruling in wickedness and Jacob awakening in righteousness, right? When we see, what is it, Proverbs, is it 29 or 21? Okay, maybe I think it is 29. It's Proverbs 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, right? Because Esau is ruling in wickedness. Understanding who Esau is, it helps us identify the end-time rulership that Yahweh will destroy when Yahushua returns, right? And simultaneously, I'm going to try to make this quick. Daniel the 7th chapter. You can go straight to the points. Daniel 7:7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, right? The weapons of war, and it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. This is speaking about the kingdoms before, Babylon, the Persian Medes, and the Greeks, right? The 10 horns, that goes into the European Union, which we see in a revival of NATO in the European Union of today, which lines with verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn, horn were eyes like eyes of man, in a mouth speaking great things, right? That horn is speaking about America, and it plucked up the other 3 horns, right? France, Britain, and the Spanish, which it was the war that America had before its independence, right? July 4th, 1776, right? To establish its independence. So when we read verse 7, it said fourth beast. When you go to verse 8, it just said horn. It didn't say a 5th beast. No, because this little horn is connected to the 4th beast, because it's the revival, right? Because when you go to Revelations 13, it tells you that other beast, right, was doing the same thing as the other beast. It was a reflection of the other beast, right? So let me go to the Apocrypha. I just want to deal with some key points. If I have to, I'll, Lord willing, do a second video and probably go more in depth, right? So the second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "The answer I have said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" So Ezra, he was speaking of the end, right? The end of, this age, right? Because this age really ends with Esau, right? It says, "And he said unto me," because it goes back to the covenant, right? The everlasting covenant. We wasn't in it, right? So those that was really in his faith, those that the Lord had raised up as prophets, they were able, the Lord have given them understanding to know. Just like Jeremiah speaking of the new covenant, he was never in it, right? So he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which is synonymous with the end and the beginning. So Jacob is synonymous with Yahushua, pulling Esau by the ankle, right? That he's the end of the age. And so when you pull him down, you're next. So Jacob is the beginning. Verse 9, "For Esau is the end of the world," that's synonymous with him grabbing the hill, "and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth," right? So the world, right, which goes into like a Greek word, age, Esau rules over this current wicked system by a political power, economic, and spiritual. Which, what do they use, right? They got the 3 defiled spirits, right? You got the finance in London, you got the military might, DC, and then you got what's the other one? Oh, the religion, the Vatican, right? So Jacob, which is synonymous, symbolic to the Israelites, will rule the world to come, right? That's the new beginning under Yahushai's righteous kingdom, because it's really Yahushai's kingdom in alignment, being heir, joint heir, the Israelites, right? Starting with the 12, the 144,000, and the rest of the Israelites, which accumulates the great multitude of Revelation 7 and 9. So if Esau is ruling now, identifying him is vital to understand where we are in prophecy. Now, before I go to the precept in Obadiah 1:18, I want to get this because, and of course, no, the brother wasn't bringing this out or speaking on it. So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'll say that verse 2. It says that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, right? Hamashiach day is at hand, for that day shall not come. So Yahushua day arriving shall not come, except there come a falling away first. Paul is saying this to the Thessalonians, right? And when you sit there and think, it's like, dang, we know the truth right now. So you saying there's gonna be a falling away where we don't know the truth? So before Yahushua come, it had to be a falling away. That happened in the time after, really, when John the Revelator, he was the last apostle. Then we went to a huge decline of no prophets, no apostles. There was a huge decline of falling away from the truth. And people started to fall and fall away to fulfill what was said in Revelations, the 11th chapter, until we, both kingdoms, the southern and northern kingdom, was in Babylon the Great, which we see in Jeremiah, 51 and 33? Or is it 50 and 33, right? Where Judah and Israel would be oppressed together. And then what's going to happen? And that man of sin be revealed, right? Manifested, the son of perdition. So after the falling away, eventually the son of man of sin is going to be revealed, the son of perdition. How is he going to be revealed if it's a falling away? No knowledge, a dead estate. The Lord is going to have to put the breath of life in us. We're going to remember who we are in our captivity. And while we remember who we is, our studying, constantly hearing the word. This is why the Lord put brothers in here one by one. 2nd Ezra is the 7th chapter. From verse 1 to, I think, 13. Go read it, right? This is a difficult pass that he put one of us at a time. But he put all the prophets, those teachers, at the time that he wanted to put to manifest this doctrine. And so now Jake is pushing who the Edomites is, who the Israelites is, who this nation is, who that nation is, right? Who opposeth and exalted himself, because this right here is the indicator, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's the Edomites. And they really replicate the Heavenly Father and the Son as that's us, right? Because before, nations was having their own gods. But Esau really took who we call Yahushai, made it Jesus, and ran with it. And then who we, believe the Most High Yahweh is, to say he got an image of Jesus being white, then got the Most High white and the angels white, right? He want everything to revolve around him. He is the example, because Ishmael is not fulfilling verse 4. Moab is not fulfilling verse 4. Hamites ain't fulfilling verse 4. Any descendant of Japhet is not fulfilling verse 4. Those are the Edomites. First Maccabees 3 and 48, Job 9 and 24, let alone Job 13 and 4. They're forgers of lies. And the verses that I said I didn't go to, go look them up. Go look them up. So let's go to this Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble. right? Because we're going to be symbolic to a fire, right? Because Esau is gonna go through it, especially in that 1,000 year, and then after they're going to be destroyed. It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Shemashai have spoken it. Yahweh has declared total judgment upon Esau and his descendants. To know who Esau is today is to know who the Lord's indignation rests upon. Let's go to, I'm over here. Let's go to this one. So Malachi 1 and 3. Malachi chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, right? Komodo dragons, lizards, snakes, right? It's not talking about a literal dragon like some Christians might think. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build in desolate places. They did that again in this time. Sweden, Europe, they rebuilt it because what? Revelations 20, right? Yahushua, he put them in those chains in a lower state. But then after that 1,000 period, they were let loose. So they built the desolate places. America had the natives. They rebuilt that. Canada, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. He has a righteous anger towards these people. And he said, they will build, and I will throw down. Right? Through all Esau overpowering people, that's all he did. Build, build, build. Anybody that's truly watching this, go look up the U.S. military footprint. And then if you want to, for your own research, go look up any other nation military footprint. No other nation on the earth has as much footprint in all different countries like America. No nation on the earth. Salaki. Again, under the weather. Okay? So, if you don't know who Esau is, you won't discern the target of Yahweh's vengeance in the prophetic timeline of the end times. How you gonna know? You know? Because it even says, like in the gospel, when Yahweh Shai said, when a kingdom is divided against itself, it shall fall. Right? I believe that's in Mark. They were speaking about, because they were saying that he was Bezabal. Bezabal. Salaki, I'm pronouncing it probably wrong. But like the one elder said, that's like a chief demon on the left side. But if Yahweh Shai is over here healing, then that means Satan is against you. So if the kingdom is divided, it's not going to stand. Look at Jake, the northern and southern kingdom. They was divided. It fell. So in the same sense, you got the symbol of the United States where they do the Democrat and the Republicans. They're against one another, even though behind the scenes is really ran by the same elites, man. You know, but you still see in America, you see in other countries, Esau is against Esau. Now, you'll see a lot of nations that dislike the damn Edomites that's running America, but really, it's really just ran by the top elites, man, if you want to be technical, right? If we want to be totally technical, just like in the ancient world, like in Rome, it was always elite rulers, okay? And then you got other puppets. This is Genesis 27, verse 39 to 40. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? So Esau would gain dominion, global power. Now, in the Greek captivity, even before that, like what was it? I think in the time where in the time of when Jacob and Esau split after their father, they had a king. And then even in the time of Israel king, when I think Solomon fell, you know, Esau went back to their land and they tried to establish their own thing. And then later on in the future was going to fulfill prophecy. The Greeks got into power, then the Romans got into power. But they ruled the known land, the ancient lands, you know, in the ancient times. But when you look at Daniel 7:23, when it said the fourth beast devoured the world, right? Let's actually get that before I try to give sense to that. Daniel 7:23. He says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. It shall devour the whole earth. It shall tread it down and break it in pieces. The ancient Romans did not devour the whole earth. Right? Is this the one? Yeah, this the fourth beast, ancient Rome, did not devour the whole earth. So this was going into verse 8, that little horn, which was going to be symbolic to ancient Rome. When you look at Revelations 13, Rome was wounded and then it healed. How did it heal? Because it was America. Okay? So going back to that Genesis 27, 39 and 40, where he's getting the fatness of the earth, the dews of heaven, and he shall live by the sword. So again, Esau would gain dominion, global power, and rule by the sword through warfare, conquest, and deception, which that's in history. History, go look that up. Knowing who Esau is reveals who runs the systems of oppression today: military, political, financial, and religion. Okay? His rulership shows us who is behind the corruption and persecution of Israel. And I'm speaking of the real Israelites. Okay? So Esau hates Jacob to this day. Right? Let's get Ezekiel 35 and 5. It says, because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, because they live by the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right? Oh man, there's just so much in that chapter right there. This is a good read right here. Prophesy against Mount Seir. Mount Seir is really speaking about the people. Okay? Mount Seir is Esau's possession, basically, that was given to him. Right? Let's go to Psalms 83. Man, there's so much in that chapter, man. This is Psalms 83, verse 3 and 4. Salaki. It says, They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, right? The nations that's in verse 6 and 7 are allies with one another. The tabernacles of Edom. Edom is the first one. The Ishmaelites, Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, the Amalekites, or Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have Hopen, the children of Lot, Salah, right? So these are the nations that are allies with Edom, okay? Edom left the trail. So Esau hatred didn't stop in Genesis. It continues today through their system of oppression, false doctrine, and world deception, right? Brothers you got to use wordplay on damn YouTube and all these other apps, right? But I could go on TikTok and YouTube and see a whole bunch of booty just shaking. Literally, I seen a dude letting a woman use a toy on TikTok and his joint didn't get reported. And Jake, we say something about news. We saying this and that. Yo, and our video flag, this is bothering what is it? I forgot what they call it. Our conditions, our TikTok conditions. Are you kidding me? So if you don't know who Esau is, you'll mistake your enemy for your ally. I mean, we don't have no ally. We don't have not one ally. Our true allies is, within ourselves, and the main ally is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he already showed he is our ally. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 1 and 2. He had these words written on paper. They're faithful and true. Right? And he put these words in the prophet's mouth. So now that they teaching them, and now look at Jake, they're just waking up. It's like a domino effect, peeling off the onion. Okay? So let's go back to Malachi and let's read chapter 1, verse 2 to 4. It says, I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragon of the wilderness, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. Let me see. Let's see how they word it in other translations. In the NLT, it says, Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. But Yahweh of heaven's army replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Right? Hey, this is for you, Jake. Yes, you in this captivity. Oh, I don't got food stamps. Guess what? We're getting in a time where the Lord about to demolish them. Right? Man, you want to pray to the Lord to allow Esau to fulfill Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai's purpose or his pleasure. Isaiah 46 and 10. Right? Started with the charagma, affliction. Right? What is it? Insurrection. Okay? Their country will be known as the land of the wicked, which they supreme headquarters, right? What you say, the head, what is it? Basra, the capital, is America, man. It says that their people will be called the people with whom Yahweh is forever angry. Yeah, that's kind of plain. Yeah, we got it, man. So again, Esau is called the border of wickedness, meaning wherever his rulership extends, wickedness increases. Let's go to Sirach. This is a good precept right here. This is the classic Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. He's symbolic to iron. When they get water, like my car, I got to get this liquid spray on it so it don't get rust on the bottom of the metal because of the rain and the snow. Right? Now, I just want to get the other point. When you drop down to verse 16, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. The brother said we don't need to worry about them. But in the ancient world, the prophets were speaking about him. Israel knew about him. Jacob, when he see Esau, he separated his lot. Come on, man. But now we at a time, let's not worry about them. Oh, man, I'm from the hood. When we think about other man's business, man, this is Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai's business. And we just already read, Salaki, we just got confirmation in 2 Thessalonians 2 that, the man of sin had to get revealed. That falling away been done. It's still people in a dead estate, but now they stand on their feet. So right now, this is the time to reveal who the true Israelites is, and to take the covering, manifest who the nation of Edom is. Okay? So it says, again, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he would not be satisfied with blood. Look at the sea biscuit. Had all of y'all taken it, then next thing you know, they recalling it back. That was a testing ground. The same one that's able to take food stamps from you. This man saying it's not the so-called white man. Are you kidding me? These same ones is saying they Caucasian who's ruling the earth. Zionists who's ruling the earth. I know that they the people because they'll call themselves a whole nother group. We're the Jews. And they don't even mention the northern kingdom. And not once have you seen an Edomite teaching about the northern kingdom or teach about themselves. When they talk about the Juju Holocaust, when has any one of them prophesied in that time? Not one time. Keep reneging. And now they so afraid because when we talk about the Jews, you had Yahweh Shai crucified. Now they want to change it. Now they want to say we don't believe in them. Are you kidding me? And then you want to say you the people and there's war on the earth? Why they not teaching the law, statutes, and commandments? Because it would if Israel get back in their land, it's no more war. Somebody has to fit the shoe. They not satisfied with blood. Look at the chemtrails. So the Most High has indignation forever against Esau, showing that his line will never repent or be saved. Right? Let's get Hebrews, the 12th chapter. And you even see in Revelations, the 9th chapter, right? They not going to repent. Hebrews 12, verse 16 and 17, it says, looking diligently, lest any man fall of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Right, going to his father. But when you go back to Genesis, he did not admit or own to what he did, selling his birthright for some pottage. And his birthright, that showed that he didn't care about his descendants, man. And when we look at what's going on in the system, you got Esau trying to get that birthright now, really going to having that charagma, man. And other things he's trying to implement through technology. So this helps Israel discern the spirit of wickedness in rulership and leadership around the world. And when you go to Daniel, the 4th chapter, verse 7, it tells you that the Lord would give the kingdom to whosoever he want, and he give it to the bases of men. Bases of men means the lowest. Salaki again. And when you go to Job, the 30th chapter, Job even said the bases of men are in the caves, and he wouldn't even let his dogs be there. Speaking about Esau. Okay? So now let's go back to 2 Thessalonians 2. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 7 and 8. It says, let me start at 6. It says, now ye know that withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. Who? The man of sin, the son of perdition. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Who has to be taken out the way? Esau, Edom. And then shall the wicked be revealed. Who, right? Because he's revealed spiritually through these teachings. And if you able to see, you get to see through his devices. Right? But even more, people are going to fully see when Yahweh Shai come, man. Right? But you're going to even see it, right? Even before Yahweh Shai come. You should know who is the wicked. Who created the missile? So-called YT Edomite man. Right? 7 again, it says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Right? That's 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. with his mouth. He just say whatever he's going to say, the chariot is going to do. It shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Come on. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right? And I think it says in Revelations, the 13th chapter, he's deceiving the world with his miracles. So, Lucky, I want to get the actual point. Verse 14, Revelation 13:14, it says, "It deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast." Right? The beast is this system in general, right? Rome and NATO and the European Union, which is a whole, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast, right? This is going to go into their new system, which had the womb by a sword and did live. That's speaking about Rome, and now we're in Rome 2.0, Babylon the Great, right? Great confusion, right? Their miracles is technology, Project Bluebeam, right? They give out false information on the news, right? These social media joints, right? Something happened, then they give you distractions. Now they talk about Epstein, and then they doing something behind the scene. They show you all the sports doing something behind the scene, and next thing you know, government shut down. They making plays. Then they got Elon Musk over here with tech. Oh, we're making walking robots. So again, but through prophecy and history, right? Esau hides his identity under new names, nationalities, Romans, Greeks, Europeans, Americans, right? He's not even trying to establish he's the Esau, Edom, right? But through prophecy and history in the spirit, Israel is awakening to recognize him again. The prophets today speaking through the spirit of Yahushai, right? Because they're revealing Esau's hidden identity to prepare for judgment. How are they revealing it? By the scriptures. And the spirit of the Lord is dwelling in them. How are we going to know who Esau is? Right? St. John 14, verse 26. It says, "But the Comforter, which is the Rakakwadash, who the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I had said unto you." Right? So the Rakakwadash is bringing all things to remembrance. All things. Genesis to 2nd Maccabees, Genesis to Revelations. Right? So the whole point of this thing, man, is knowing who Esau is today. It's not just history. It's prophecy and salvation knowledge. Because our salvation is connected to Esau's destruction. And it shows who rules the earth in wickedness. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges. Who did that? You can't, who? Right? Who Yahweh will judge at Yahushai's return. Right? This is why Jacob, right, the 12 tribes, must separate spiritually from Esau's world. Spiritually and mentally. Right? What it says, depart, this is not your rest. Micah 2:10. Revelations 18:4, come out of her. We got to come out of her spiritually and mentally, so that when Yahushua return and we seem worthy, we're going to physically come out of here. So how close we are to the kingdom of Yahushai, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you could tell. Look what's going on in the world. He told the Pharisees, they was like, can you show us a sign? They said, man, you could tell the signs of the sky, but you can't tell the signs of the time. The Lord told us to measure the times. And we can see, I don't know if y'all, we're in the continuation of the fourth beast. And who ruled the fourth kingdom? Edomites, Idumeans. Come on, man. So Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Plain and simple, right? And when you even go more in that chapter, the Lord, he's going to have compassion on who he's going to have compassion. And he chosen vessels for honor and vessels for dishonor. If Esau is hated, that was a vessel created for dishonor, right? This is the Lord's doing, right? If Yahweh makes such a clear distinction, then we must also understand and discern that distinction. 1 Corinthians 2, verse 10 to 14. You got to have that spirit in you to get to search for the deep things, let alone the spirit of discernment. If Romans 8 and 16, your spirit bear witness that you the children of the Most High, your spirit should bear witness who is the man of sin, the son of perdition, who is the ruler of the earth. If Proverbs 29 and 2 said, when the righteous are in authority, the earth rejoices. But when the wicked are in authority, the earth mourns. Right? And even being in this ministry, Ecclesiastes 7, we're in a house of mourning. Who is ruling? Come on, man. So not knowing who Esau is blinds you to prophecy and to the judgment and to the truth of Israel's deliverance. Because what was the deliverance in Egypt? Look at the plagues. Look at how the Lord afflicted the Egyptians. And the Lord told you he hardened Pharaoh's heart. The Lord is double time hardened Esau's heart. And he's going to do even greater than what he did in Egypt. Come on, man. It's crazy. This man over here saying, say Esau doesn't matter, man. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who always make it possible. And double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, Lord willing, that we all can continue, those that are scattered four corners of the earth, in sound doctrine. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sisters of his faith and his truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, Yahweh Shemashai has mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Shalom, shalom, ababa ball. It is important to know who Esau is. Shalom, shalom.